Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, March 2nd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 80. Now, in one of today's show, we'll recap LSU Baseball's weekend series as they get a clean sweep out at the box, and we'll talk about some of the top performers at the NFL Combine. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane Studios, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Ball!
Live from the Raising Cane Studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
A lot of energy.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening? How are you?
Who is that voice?
I don't know. It's barely hanging on by a thread, but it's here.
You took a whole week off of talking, basically, I'm sure.
No doubt. Didn't talk at all. Jake, Flynn, Moose, and Tay-Tay here with you. OTB on this Monday. Taylor, you're sunburnt.
Yeah, big time.
I looked over there. I hadn't really looked at it. Oh, boy. Forgot the old SPF, did we?
The sock line at the ankles is elite.
Oh, just from mowing?
No, it's not from mowing. I did a flag football event at Santa Mall over the weekend.
Whoa. You did an event. That could be coaching, playing, broadcasting.
No, I just kind of like hosted the event. Like
It was the MC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was outside for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Not a ton of shade, so it happened.
Oh, yeah.
I got a very important question about this sunburn.
What's your question?
All right. Do you tan or do you just get burned, peeled, and go right back?
So I actually, believe it or not, I actually tan okay.
All right.
For the most part.
Nice.
I burn easily, but it kind of it does switch.
It does bronze a little bit.
Yeah,
Nice.
a little
Good
bit.
for you.
I mean, most people would think like I'm normally fair complected, lighter hair that I don't. But yeah, I do a little bit.
All right.
Okay. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Sure you're not the only one that was outside. I'm sure Moose was in the box. I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Maybe?
3 days in a row. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Might
yeah.
make it 4 tonight. We'll see, boys.
Oh,
Gotta see how we're feeling come 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Be a long one here. So.
Yeah. Going to have double duty today.
Were you in the box the whole time, or did you get like a game where you were above the dugout slamming some beers? Anything like that? Nothing?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I had a few beers Friday and Saturday.
There we go.
Yeah.
Few beers.
There we go. A
Beers.
couple beers.
Couple pops.
beers.
Couple gold pops. Go Tigers.
Moose, you've had the same seats forever, right?
My family, they've had their tickets since 93.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all sit in the same spot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Stitchhead?
I was not able to make it physically
Okay.
to any games, but certainly locked into multiple innings on the television. No complete games. I didn't throw any complete games out there.
Yeah. You could find the games this week, though.
I could find the games, which was a huge upgrade from last weekend.
week.
I tried. Moose, you weren't here last week at our show, but I tried to watch as much baseball as I could last week.
Like,
Couldn't
I
do it.
respect that. I respect the hell out of it, man. I really do.
so
The
I was-
effort's there. That's what's important.
That's all that really matters. Is the effort, not the outcome in life.
D1 Baseball didn't put the effort we needed them into the broadcast.
Nope. And there's multiple people trying to illegally stream it. They put in a lot of good effort. They got taken down.
They did.
By the YouTube cops.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not this week.
The fun police.
Not this week. Upgraded the old ESPN app subscription. Not a big deal.
You got to expense that? You should.
That's a good idea. It was an extra
Work
I
related.
don't know, what was it? Extra $9.99 a month
Yeah, it's work related.
just to watch the old baseball team. Worth it.
Well, good. I'm glad you watched. I was really hoping. I knew Alondra was going to be out today. That's our baseball go-to. And so I was like running around that corner. I was like, I hope I see Moose in that chair. I hope I see him. And I did. So I'm glad. I'm happy about that. I got in like 10:30 Saturday night from Indianapolis, and then at 6:30 Sunday morning, I was up in Adam driving to Lafayette for the Lug Nuts baseball tournament.
Oh, boy. Already?
It's the first one. Yeah, it's like the first real weekend that we played.
Like March 1st. It's basically spring. Let's have a full-blown tournament in Lafayette.
Started February 28th.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Wasn't even Lafayette. I guess it was where was it technically? It wasn't Broussard. That's the other ballpark. Doesn't really matter. Great ballpark, though.
Nice.
Really good ballpark.
Sweet.
Like, they got a couple of complexes there in that area. I'm like, man, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Speak.
So nice that you wanted to travel there on March 1st.
Exactly. February 28th. I mean, technically, I didn't get there until March 1st.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lot about, you asking some questions, but the big news from last week is how your trip was. You had a pretty substantial gig.
Yeah.
In Indianapolis, NFL Combine, for those of you who've heard of that. Pretty big deal. NFL, is it the NFL Network on Sirius, or is it just NFL Radio?
NFL Radio.
NFL Radio.
Yeah.
On Sirius.
Yeah.
The Big Show.
Yeah. Welcome to the Big Show.
Welcome to the Big Show. You had, fiddle farting around in this college football stuff.
Fiddle farting around.
Now, we're with the big boys.
Yeah.
Big dogs.
And I think if anybody appreciates that, it'd probably be you.
Absolutely.
More than anybody.
That's what, there's college football is an absolute just disaster of a mess right now.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Big Show. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I've been there before, but it's been a while.
Yeah. No, welcome. Welcome. So how did it go? So I know a lot of long days, but awesome opportunity for you.
Oh, it's still great. Yeah. It was still great. So I did the show here on Monday. Then I flew out to Indy on Monday afternoon. I got there. So Tuesday, I joined the show here via FaceTime because we got a little bit of a later start. But then it was 12-hour days on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a 3-hour show on Saturday. It was 12-hour days because the players come in waves. Like there's 3 big groups, and they have podiums out there, and it's us, and it's NBC, CBS, Bleacher Report, ESPN, and then they kind of take players to different places. So you're just grabbing interviews, every one that you can, and you're grabbing multiple, and you have a sheet, and with our partnership with the NFL, like they're going to make sure they bring them over there. But so you're highlighting the sheet, but there's also 2 other NFL radio shows on the same channel. There's morning, midday, afternoon, and so you're kind of trying to like make sure each show kind of gets their request if you can, right? Now, of course, like all the meatheads, they knew exactly. Like Haynes King, they were like, we know what show Haynes King's going on. Don't worry about it. I was like,
doubt.
Obviously. But it was a lot of fun. I worked with Pat Kerwin, who's OG. I mean, he's been in the game for a very long time. Worked for the Jets front office forever. Been doing NFL radio for 2 decades plus. And so it was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of fun because this was a really good group. There's a lot of intelligent football players in this group. Just all the different position groups, just having those conversations with the next wave of the NFL. I mean, we caught up with probably 65 players that we interviewed.
And you knew all of their names.
Yeah, there was nobody like surprised me. Now, I will say this. I'm not going to be Tommy Tough Guy.
Okay.
Tough
nuts.
That's true.
Sure.
It was 708, so I went Tough Guy.
Okay.
If it was 808, that would have been different.
Tommy Tough Guy nuts.
I can see I've got to rein you back in. On Saturday,
Untrained last week.
Your like nightmare. So we have an offensive lineman already up there. Another top offensive lineman was coming, and they throw like this sheet in front of me, like who it is. And it was a last name that had 37 vowels.
Sure.
And it was about 1.5 miles long. And they throw the sheet in front of me. And I'm like, well, here we go.
Here we go. Let's go.
I don't even remember what name it was, but I was like, maybe like a heads up.
Yeah, something.
And my guy's coming up.
Like can we get the parentheses next to it that tells me how to sound this out like a child?
Let me get my finger out and sound it out like a child, because there is 37 vowels in this.
So was this
thing.
more like European? Was this more island?
Islander, yeah.
Okay. That's a tough one.
It's tough. But you know what? We made it.
You made it? Did you just call him like casually drop his first name and the first letter of his last name?
I don't remember what I
hey,
did. I
Tommy
really
Z.
blacked out. I should have.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
Yeah. It's strong.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember the old commercial, like when collect calls used to be a thing, and the guy didn't have money for the collect call, and so it's like, hey, say your name on an old collect call. Say your name. He gets like, and then just had a baby, right? And he was trying to get as much as he could in this little bitty window. It's like, Bob, we out of baby, it's a boy. Is calling you. I felt like that's what I called that guy.
Yeah.
Bob, we out of baby, it's a boy.
I like that.
Yeah, but we did it.
Do you accept these charges? Nah.
He did not.
Nah.
He did not. He did not. So, yeah, 65 or so players. Energy was great. My co-host was great. It was a lot of fun. Again, it's fun because he's a front office guy. I'm the player. All right, it's a different perspective on that process and the combine. I think you would have really enjoyed that process. I know interviews aren't your favorite thing sometimes, but you would have really enjoyed, I think, sitting down with some of the players, some of the quarterbacks for sure.
I would have enjoyed sitting down with the quarterbacks. And
you would have enjoyed the centers too.
Okay. A lot of protection talk.
A lot of protection talk.
Did you call the mics in college or not?
A lot. So one of my questions, any center and quarterback that we got up there, I wanted to know their process. I said, all right, it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 7+. We're in our base sub protection. Walk me to the line of scrimmage and give me your process.
Mm-hmm.
And they did, and it was awesome. I mean, like I said, some really smart football players. Pat Coogan from Indiana was awesome. Jake Slaughter from Florida was awesome. I'm just thinking some of the Logan Jones from Iowa was awesome. I'm thinking some of the centers.
Hey, center, John Doe. What was your process? What was? Did you call the mics on protections? And if they said yes, I'd have been like, well, you were in a trash offense. That would have been my response.
Well, Helmsy called the mic sometimes until you told him he was a dum-dum.
He called the mic on running plays.
I mean, sometimes he'd suggest.
He did not call the mics.
I remember y'all getting in an argument when he tried to one time.
Nearly got in a fist fight. He threw the ball at me.
But I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
And it wasn't a snap.
But the centers, like in the way they see it, different ones had different levels of how they saw it, but it was.
No, it's good. That's fantastic. Like that. Those are the two that. Yeah, you're right. The centers, quarterbacks. That would have been the ones I would have nerded out. It wouldn't have been a good interview because I would have just nerded out and started talking about what do you see? We see a 1-tech, 3-tech.
Okay, so again, I'll go back to it on the show that I've always done on Sirius. Probably not. The NFL radio it's a different vibe.
Mm.
The listeners are pretty in tune to some of that
It's a little bit more nerdy.
Yeah. It's pretty more in tune to like some of the X's and O's and the process and the way. I'll have to go back and either listen or think about the way that Fernando Mendoza said it. His was, they had like an acronym. It was PIMP, P-I-M-P.
Hell yeah.
On his process walking to, and he went through the whole thing and it was incredible. I'll have to think of what PIMP stood for. It stood for something different, I thought. 50 Cent song, but it was impressive.
Mm-hmm. I'll think about that at the break, see what it could stand for. So, yeah. Pimp.
But I definitely have some favorite players.
You have some favorites?
That
play favorites.
That we talked with. And we're going, like, when we come back, like, to get the show started, like, LSU had a hell of a baseball weekend, so Moose is going to get you smothered and covered there. But at some point, yeah, I'd like to put my list together of the guys that.
Well, you came in today saying that it was a group of really well-spoken young men.
Incredibly well-spoken.
Uh-huh.
Like, from every different location in the United States, different schools, very intelligent group.
Very wealthy group as well. Made a lot of money so
Some
far.
of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the ones that may have made the most money was my favorite interview of the week. Nice. So we'll get to that. That's a tease down the road. It's a tease down the road. All right. So glad to be back. Happy to be back here. Thank you for holding it down.
We did something. I don't know if we held it down, but hey, Taylor, we survived.
There was
I think we did more than survive.
I mean, the ratings, we got a huge boost probably.
I mean, we encouraged the LSU guys to run good 40s, and they did.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean,
we did a lot. Credit to ourselves here.
There was no pink tag in the locker when I came back.
There was no pink tag.
We made the squad still.
We didn't lose too many sponsors.
Well,
all right. It's tricky sometimes.
Well, it's okay. We'll bring them back.
But I think our listeners had a pretty good time.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Sure. We had some interviews. I didn't confuse Kim Mulkey this time.
That's
my
good.
Interview with her.
She understood the question.
She understood every question I asked.
Yeah.
He killed the Jay Clark interview Friday.
Oh, yeah. Interviewed 3 head coaches, bud, by myself. No, Andre Taylor fed me a lot of questions.
Jay Johnson, too?
Oh, yeah.
I heard you were you talking philosophies with him? What was it you were doing with him?
Oh,
trying to get him to
asking
swing
him
3-0?
swing away.
Yeah, I
3-0
told him, I was
counts.
like, hey, can we just swing away on 3-0? Coach, let's stop taking. They're throwing us some meatballs.
Yeah, what did he say to that?
He said, absolutely, Flynn, you got it. He said, no, he gave the right answer. He said, he said, I do that. I do like to do that at the time. Like, he started talking about all these, like, if it's a left-handed batter and they have all this stuff. I was like, I don't know, Coach. They're meatballs. 3-0. They're right down the middle.
It's the best pitch you're going to see,
Hit
Coach.
it over the fence.
Matt learned about the ghost in the building last week as well.
Okay.
The diddler.
Yeah,
The old diddler.
The old ghost diddler.
he did.
Yeah.
Taylor's favorite place to go pee.
It
It's
is.
That's why it's so weird how it takes him so long to go pee.
I know. It's the weirdest thing.
It takes a while. I was telling Matt, Musso asked me one time, was like, why don't you use the bathroom on this floor? I was like,
Yeah.
I like the other one better.
He likes
I
to
don't know
walk
what to
in
do.
with his pants down.
And on that note, we'll take our first break of the show. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench. Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB. Monday morning. Most of the gang here, but we are certainly glad to have Moose with us as well after being out last week. Alondra's like, we can't have the Wolfpack back for a full week, so she's on vacation. I think vacation, is that what she's doing? She's up in New York City.
Yeah, New York City. The big
New
city.
York
Big Apple.
City.
New York City.
What commercial was that? Doesn't matter. Squirrels.
Taste Picante.
I knew you'd. See, you're always there for me.
You got it.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
All right.
It was in the 90s, so yeah, I remember it.
Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
Fair point. If it's 1990s trivia,
I'm all over
you're
it.
my call.
I'm all over it,
If I
yeah.
was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and it was 90s,
Yep.
1995 Texas Ranger lineup,
Yep. Get ready to pay taxes on $1 million, pal.
no doubt about it. All right, go to GoFlowIV.com, GEAUX, FlowIV.com. That is GoFlow IV Spa Health and Wellness. 225-953-8150 is the number. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for your boy to go see them today after traveling, going a little back and forth, doing a lot of yapping.
Oh, yeah.
As my kids like to say, probably a good idea to
Yep.
go see them just to kind of get back where I should be.
Yeah, get feeling good again.
Yeah,
You were in a room with a lot of people. You shook a lot of hands. You're sleep deprived. You've been traveling on dirty airplanes.
True.
You had to wake up early again. So your immune system's probably a little shaky. So go get a little boost right there at GoFlow IV. GoFlowIV.com. Go check out their menu, list of items that you can get. You can get the vitamins, the add-ins, all the amazing stuff that you can get there. Get hydrated, get vitamized. GoFlow IV Spa.
All right, we are, as I said, we are very happy to have our guy Musso here with us today, and obviously our own Stitchhead Matt Flynn over here to break down a little baseball after the midweek loss there to McNeese. And I didn't get a chance to watch it. It was still on air, but, man, I was living through it through the Wolfpack. Y'all were going through it.
We were.
Yeah, but you lose that game 7-6, and then you come back and you get a win on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Dartmouth a couple of times, and Northeastern. So I will throw this one to you, Moose. Your biggest takeaway from the LSU baseball weekend?
The pitching staff. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to want to talk about the offensive struggles, and I mean, we can. They weren't very good over the course of 3 games, but the pitching staff picked up all the slack that was left there, and that's great to see. I mean, you want to see them win games in different ways, and I think there is value in them winning 5-2, 3-1, and then 3-0. You got really good efforts from all 3 starters, over 20 innings combined, and a 1.33, 1.34 ERA from that group. They punched out 29. I mean, you look at Cooper Moore and William Schmidt, they both got you into the 8th inning. I mean, that's your Saturday and Sunday guy. Case and Evans really, found his way into a groove after a little bit of a rocky start with some free passes, so you love that. And your bullpen threw shutout ball. And what you also saw is you saw LSU on Friday and Saturday only use 4 pitchers, which if you can run Evans and Guidry out there on a Friday, you feel pretty good about that.
Right.
If you can run Moore and Sheeran out there on a Saturday, I think you feel pretty good about that. But your bullpen in the process of throwing the shutout ball came up with some really, really big moments in the game and got you out of some tight jams in close matchups, which, given LSU's offensive prowess in the first 8 to 9 games of the season, that really wasn't an opportunity because they were just steamrolling everybody.
Right.
So to see them do that, there is value there because, you know what? You're not going to steamroll everybody once the 30-game gauntlet starts. You're going to have to come in and get some tough outs. So for me, it's the pitching staff far and away. I mean, again, if you're getting 3 earned from your starters and shut out from your bullpen, you're feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching staff certainly has been something on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, we've talked about it so many times, Moose. I know you've talked about it. Like, if you can get that on Sunday from William Smith, because you weren't really sure. Like, you know the talent's there, but he's still a young player, still only a true sophomore. Last year, you could see why everybody was excited about it. But again, right, he's a young baseball player, true freshman playing on a national championship team. And the way that he started this season is like the best possible scenario, I think, for LSU baseball. If you get that version of him, like, think about it, a guy that was going to be first-round pick, a guy that every scout loved, and you got him on campus. We were all shocked when you got him on campus. If that guy gets the ball every Sunday and has this mentality, because it feels like that switch has flipped. It feels like he remembers, oh, I'm really, really good. And when I go out there and take care of my business, I can be a Friday night stuff guy on Sunday. I mean, that is like a utopia situation for LSU baseball. The
confidence really stands out watching him, especially yesterday. I mean, you could still see him kind of feeling his way through it, I feel like, against UCF, because he had a little bit of a rocky start against Milwaukee. Pitched great against Central Florida. I mean, 5 shutout. Like, he was very good. But I think you could still see at times him kind of feeling his way through it. He threw everything with conviction yesterday, got the ball, went, was confident. Just, it definitely looked like he said, okay, wait, I can do this. I mean, he faced 4 over the minimum all day long. That's really good. He landing the breaking stuff has helped, but to me, the confidence yesterday that he showed is the biggest difference that I've seen in William Schmidt so far. Because,
I mean, the walks, the control, that's what got him in trouble.
For sure.
His freshman season. So to see him go back out there, command the plate, it's something that certainly, if it continues, LSU is going to be exactly the team that we thought they were, which is a team that goes deep, a team that has a chance, a team that has an opportunity to run it back again there. So I know it's not your favorite brand of baseball, Matthew, because you like dangers.
I do like dangers. I asked Jay Johnson last week because they had just come off the midweek loss. I said, like, you get all the accolades for being a great coach and what you do on the baseball field and how you get pitchers ready and hitters ready and everything you do with the lineup. Everything, all that is awesome. I was like, but any really good coach is a part-time psychiatrist, basically, right? And you're dealing with the mentality of 18 to 23-year-old kids. They just started a season. There's no way to prepare for a season. Like in baseball, they've played a lot of baseball, right? Right. And so you have to, like, you talk about the lineup struggles. And you talk about earlier, the pitchers trying to figure it out, and it seems like they have figured it out certainly this weekend. But you're going to have the ups and downs at the plate. you're going to go cold. You're not going to have the success every single weekend that you do the weekend before. It's one of those things. We just got into March. They've played a lot of baseball in the last couple of weeks. The lineup is still fantastic. So there's nothing to be worried. Like kind of like to Musso's point, it was kind of nice to see the pitchers have to make pitches, have to get outs, and they certainly did. So,
Musso, I'll throw it back to you and Tate. If you got anything, obviously jump right in. When you look at the offensive struggles, right, and I'm trying to watch a little bit there while I'm doing some of the shows in Indy. It really felt like to me, and it could be a different case, but it was really there was no table setting. It felt like the top of the lineup really struggled as well. And I went back and I'm kind of reviewing some of yesterday's game, and it's just you can't start a game where your 1 and 2 hole hitters go 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. Like to me, that was like the issue. As we all know, like you want to get guys on base, you want to get the top of the lineup going. And yesterday for me, it felt like those struggles came from the top of the lineup because they didn't give themselves a chance. I mean, I want to say I don't even know if they got on base outside of maybe one error.
The leadoff to I don't even think they reached base on air. Curiel in the 8th inning reached on the error because then Brown hit the double over the center fielder's head to score him. So yes, they reached on the error there. Top of the order definitely struggled. It is kind of just all throughout though, man. 1 through 9 all weekend. I mean, to steal a phrase from Jay Johnson, they seem like they're very out of character at the plate right now. There's a lot of flyouts, which that's not what Jay's ever looking for. He wants it middle of the field and backside, on a line, on the ground, hard hit balls, doubles in the gap, that type of thing. And to me, the timing looks off for them an awful lot. And I don't think their pitch selection was the best this weekend. But it's one of those things where you look at it in a vacuum and you say, okay, yeah, it was bad. Like LSU hit 164 as a team over these 3 games. That's not good.
No.
Like that's bad. But I also can't unsee the first 9 games of the year where they hit like 360 as a club and scored 10 runs a game. Like it's in there. We know they can do that. And last time I checked, number 2 is still in the dugout. So if he's still in the dugout and running the program and working with the hitters, they're going to get it figured out. Every team that man's ever had anywhere has hit. This one already has this year, and they will again. Yeah. It just wasn't great this weekend.
And this is going to sound it's going to sound so elitist, and I don't want it to, but it's going to. It's fine, whatever. Like even coaching young people baseball, right? When you've been facing good staff, throwing kind of what you've always kind of seen, right? And then you come to a staff that's maybe hitting 89 to 91. Now they're hitting their spots. You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
But they're not throwing 94, 96. Right, you got to make that adjustment. Like it happens to us in youth baseball all the time. Like you got guys, our whole team, like their front foot is in the very tip top of the batter's box, right? You're trying to make those adjustments, and like sometimes you'll have a weekend where that happens, and you got to find a way to grit out some victories. And they have. LSU's 3-0 in the process. Sometimes, and we've seen this in LSU baseball history, certainly when you go what you're used to seeing, and then it dips down from 94, 95 to 89 to 91. Some of those adjustments don't happen.
Well, it feels like to me they're trying to kill it. Like we talked about that. We talked about that.
It looked like they were trying to hit Tiger Stadium
during the
on last
game,
Tuesday
right?
night.
They fell behind, like pretty big against McNeese, and it looked like they were trying to kill it. I mean, he mentioned all the pop outs over the weekend. Like, yeah, and if you guys heard Jay Johnson's post game comments on the radio interview on Friday night, he said somebody else is going to have to run this program because I'm going to live with this team in the batting cages. You got to trust that Jay Johnson's going to turn this thing around.
Comment.
I mean, you're right. He said somebody else is going to have to run the team because I'm going to be in the batting cages with these guys until further notice. And like, yeah, Curiel and Brown, they were great, but like Friday night they were good. I mean, Friday night Curiel 2 for 5, scored a run, 2 RBIs. Jake Brown 1 for 3 RBI, drew a walk. It was just after that. I mean, you go look at the rest of the lineup, and even with those two, the last 2 games of the series. I just think they're trying to do too much at the plate.
They went 164 against 2 teams that had their uniforms made by Russell Athletics.
Hey, we talked about it though.
Great.
Dartmouth.
I didn't know they were still in business. I didn't know they were still making unis.
We talked about it though. You were like,
both of them.
They're facing Dartmouth, a bunch of nerds.
Dartmouth.
They're probably studying. They don't stand a chance. But then we were like, wait a minute. They're calculating the ball velocity.
They're calculating a
all this,
lot. Bunch of nerds.
Sneaky
If I
team.
say, if any sport has the analytics that you can try to cheat it here and there, it's baseball.
I don't know if Dartmouth had a player that could see over a 5'8" fence.
Bro, they they were not
Hang on, I'm about to look up their roster.
they were not very tall
They
out
were
there.
not
Yeah,
tall.
the big
All of
green,
Yeah.
not very
A
big.
lot of them
Not
look
very
the
big.
same, too.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
but
Wow.
they were gritty, man. They were they played.
They got to be gritty with uniforms that scratchy.
That's good. Hey, man, I still say the worst unis that have come through the box so far this year were Milwaukee. Those
They were
the
pretty-
ones they
pretty
wore
bad.
on Sunday where it just said MKE across the
Yeah.
chest. I mean, and they had the state of Wisconsin on their hat, and no one could figure out what it was. Like,
Yeah, like if your state is not a recognizable
Just-
shape, like Louisiana's the boot.
Yeah, the
everybody
boot,
knows the
yeah.
state of
Florida.
Texas.
Like, we get what that
like,
is.
Yeah.
If you're Wisconsin,
Cali. Yeah.
nobody knows what the
no
hell
one knows
that
what the
is.
outline of Wisconsin looks like.
Oh, you're about to get him triggered
Well, I mean,
up here.
okay,
Uh-oh.
look, you
Say
lived
it
there
ahead,
and you
guy.
played there, all right? I mean,
All right, LSU baseball gets another opportunity, as Moose said, coming up tonight, 6:30 p.m. first pitch against Northeastern. We'll see if they can get some of those issues inside the batter's box turned around. All right, we will take a break. When we come back, let's maybe get into some of the top performers from the NFL Combine, and we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing. Always going to see 5-star reviews right there on the homepage of the website, and you're going to be able to see testimonials also of past clients. And always remember, it's in Lafayette and Baton Rouge, not just like in one location and driving back and forth on the basin. No, they are there, boots on the ground in both locations. They are there for you in both locations and surrounding areas, and they're always in the local community as well. Just great people over at Pelican Roofing as well. Go to the website today. That's pelicanroof.com.
I'm in this terror, got a head full of stacks, better grab an umbrella, I make it right, I make it right. I'm in this terror, got a head full of stacks, better grab an umbrella, I make it right, I make it right. Make it rain on them, I make it right, I make it right. I make it rain on them, I make it right, I make it right. I make it rain on them, I make it right, I make it right. I make it rain on them.
You hear the echo, man, I've seen the best go.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Jake, Flynn, Moose, and Tay-Tay. Before we get to some of the NFL Combine, always want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's. Go to rouses.com, and yeah, we are giving you a website for a grocery store. Why would we do that, Matthew?
Because if you go to rouses.com,
Yeah,
you can put in your zip code.
What's that do?
It's going to show you the nearest Rouse's market and then all the deals that they got going on right
Ah, that's right. I can
there.
find
So in the
which
deli
one is
section,
near me.
the pre-mades,
Gotcha.
the meats,
Okay.
the chips, the drinks,
The My High.
the My High. They got specials running. And it's not the same special at every Rouse's.
That's right. That's
That's
why
why
you
you
got to
gotta
put
go.
in your address on the Rouses.com. Any Rouses, though, that you walk into is going to make it convenient for you. They're going to have pre-made meals. They're going to have pre-made sides. They're going to have rotisserie chickens. They're going to have the breakfast bar or the salad bar, the lunch bar, depending on what time you go in there. It's going to be convenient for you no matter which location. They are set up for your success. Go to Rouses.com, Rouses.com. All right, NFL Combine. Did we have any standout performances that anybody in the room would like to talk about before I wax poetic about one certain player?
Yeah, Xavier Thomas made himself
Yeah.
some money over the weekend.
kid too, man.
It's funny, an article came out last week, and me and Matt were chopping up about it. It was like 5 players that could potentially break the Combine 40 record, and we were like, hey, 2 Tigers are on here, Barry and Brown and Chris Hilton. Now, they both ran well. Barry and Brown was a 4.40, and I think Chris Hilton was a 4.41.
Yeah.
And then I saw Xavier Thomas go out there and on a 4.28. I'm like, that
Smoke
should
him.
show you the embarrassment of riches that LSU had last year at receiver, like, which is why the
That they didn't know
administration
how to get the
had
ball
to
to.
make a change, yes, with everything. It's just like, I watched that, I was like, man, I'm happy for Xavier Thomas. I was like, I'm kind of pissed off at LSU's offense from a year ago because, I mean, Nussmeier's performing well, the receivers, but Xavier Thomas, if you've ever heard an interview with him, when he came out to player interviews, nicest guy on the team. Like, couldn't happen to a better dude. So he made himself some money
Love it.
over the weekend.
Love it. I think AJ Halsey, not only did he confirm and solidify his draft spot, but he probably enhanced it. Like he goes out and runs a 4.54. We were talking about last week. If he runs a 4.5, that answers all the questions that you could potentially have on him.
He looked different than every safety out there, like in the best way possible. Every other safety was.
And
like
he ran I saw the video of him in the gauntlet.
Yeah.
He did. You're right. He looked thick. He looked like he's a guy.
He might can give you some Will Backer in certain defenses
no doubt,
if they ask you to do that.
Like he's screaming like Cam Chancellor to me.
Yeah,
that's like the comp that I have in my head for him. I saw him run the gauntlet.
Yeah,
where you catch the ball here, you turn around, catch it, then you run down the middle of the field. And he looked elite. Like people will watch that and be like, "Oh, that was good," but people don't understand how elite like his rep was. Like that was a really good rep for a high-profile wide receiver. And then I also kind of look at it too. So maybe like he's a big guy. So I think he's 6'2", 215, I believe it was his.
Halsey, I think got over 220 at the official weigh-in.
So his 10-yard dash was a 1.62, which was like in the lower like 24%. Not very good. But his 40-yard dash was 4.52, which was 67. So in between that 10 and 30, so his get off isn't like the fastest. But like in between that, he's running at an elite top speed, going from 24 percentile to 67 in the last half of a 40. Yeah. Shows you like the top end speed that he does have, and a perfect example of a drop down safety. And maybe not the free, that's Roman. He's not the Earl Thomas type of guy, but I think he's solidified. The other guy who I think helped himself, and it has nothing to do with what he did physically, was Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah, going into more detail. Now everybody's like, well, what the hell? Like, this is frustrating. Now he was injured. We get it. He's talking about it. We're probably talking to his doctors now.
Yeah.
He said it, at the Senior Bowl. He talked to us, but
kind of the first time he ever really opened up about it was with us.
But he went into more detail. Yeah. And it's the best piece of advice he could have gotten from an agent, from a dad, from a coach, for whoever. Open up about it. Give them details. Create doubt in their minds about why you played bad.
Right.
And I think just that interview alone has to, move him up.
Yeah.
Just because, okay, well, let's go back, and now we can only evaluate when he was healthy now. Well, when he was healthy, he was a projected first rounder.
So in the circles that you're around, and look, and there's everybody's in this room, and I mean, we had Kevin Stefanski, we had Shane Steichen, we had Dan Quinn, Stephen Jones from the Cowboys, Mike McDonald, who just won a Super Bowl. We had all these coaches on, right? And so you hear stuff, you hear people talking, you hear some different whispers going on, and Garrett Nussmeier, I think, is actually more talked about in a positive way in those circles than he is maybe in a national narrative. Mm-hmm. Now, some of that's coming around too, but he's still very well liked.
Oh yeah,
and you hear things like,
but you don't know
how he crushed the interviews, and we knew that was going to happen. If we can get him back to his health of the year before, we feel like this guy's going to be a steal. Those conversations were going on.
Yeah, this is going to be such an interesting draft, such an interesting offseason at the quarterback position in the NFL. The quarterback position in the NFL is such a healthy spot. There's so many good players. It was hard making a top 10 list every single week during the season because who do I keep out? Who do I put in? There's so much great NFL quarterback play happening. But this is such an intriguing offseason because you want to hear your list of free agents? You got Tua, you got Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, Malik Willis, period.
Yeah. If you're the Jets and you need a quarterback and that's the list that you hear, if you don't get one, are you even trying? But who are they going to get? Because that free agent class is weak.
I'll tell you what they do have. They have 6 first rounders. And on draft day, they'll have 7. Because you can trade up to, I think, 4 drafts in advance. And on draft day, they'll have 7. They can have a lot of quarterbacks. You want to talk about a blockbuster trade if they want to?
Yeah.
How about 5 first rounders for Fernando Mendoza? 5 first rounders for Joe Burrow? 5 first rounders for Lamar Jackson?
Right.
At some point, everybody's got a price. Yeah. And that is a price that the Jets can match, and only the Jets can match.
Yep.
So it's a weak list of free agents.
Yep. And you can't win if you ain't got one. You can't do it. And you can say, oh, Sam Darnold was a top 5 pick that went to a horrible franchise. Speaking of the Jets, it's not like he forgot how to play quarterback. He just went to a terrible situation, was still very young, and found his way. Mm-hmm. Look at the quarterbacks that have won the Super Bowls. Look at the quarterbacks that have made the playoffs. There's a reason why we all know exactly where Brock Purdy got selected, because he's the outlier. Mm. You got to have that dude.
Daniel Basham, great point. 5 first-rounders for Rattler. No doubt.
Oh, we'll get to somebody that – come on, man. Tell me you don't know football without telling me you don't know football. But anyways, Moose, before we take a break, because mine's going to take a whole segment, maybe somebody,
next segment.
somebody that stood out to you.
Well, I was actually going to go with Nussmeier for the reason that Flynn said, man. It looked like he threw the ball really well, too. So not only did he explain the injury in great detail, be able to really control that narrative, he also went out there and showed that he was healthy. He saw a couple of the deep ones that he was able to uncork kind of just on social media. And, I mean, you patch that up with his performance at the Senior Bowl and then the Combine. I mean, I get it. The season didn't go the way he wants, so you don't have as much tape recently. But as you said, Matt, I mean, he just told you I basically couldn't throw the football this past season. So you go back to 2024 when he was really, really healthy and really good. And I don't know if it's enough to play himself back into the first round, but I think he's definitely risen on day two.
Yeah, he's definitely in the conversation of second quarterback off the board. I heard that with my own ears.
Yeah.
They're boots
especially
on the ground
with
in
that
Indianapolis.
list of free agents we just gave you.
All right, when we come back in the last segment of hour number 1, I'll give you the player that stood out to me the most at the NFL Scouting Combine, and we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench. From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in OTB here on this Monday morning. Being in Indianapolis for the last week, had a chance to catch up with, as we said, 60, 65 players. I don't know, somewhere around that. And a lot of really, really good, just young men, I think, going into the NFL, well-spoken, right reasons. Very refreshing to kind of have those conversations with them. But one stood out more than any other player. This is before testing, before he did what he did on the field, and that was Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles. Blew me away with his football IQ during the interview. His dad played 6 years in the NFL. His brother ran a 4.28 at the NFL Combine as well, so certainly comes from a nice lineage there. But just hearing him talk about coverages, hearing him talk about run fits and all these different things blew me away. And then he went out there and put on an epic performance. So he measured in at 6'4" and some change, 244 pounds, ran a 4.46, vertical jump of 43.5, a broad jump of 11.2, crushed the 3-cone, 7.09, 40-yard shuttle, 4.26. He has started over 40 games at Ohio State, played in over 50, and is still 21 years old. I'll say that again. He started over 40 games already in his college career, is 21 years old. Did that as a 17-year-old. He started at safety, moved to nickel, and then became the green dot Mike linebacker. You know how hard that is to do, to be able to do all three of those things? But he did them at an incredibly high level. So if you're in the camp of you can't take an off-the-ball linebacker at this spot, you don't know the player. You're just saying that based off other players. I love Jacob Rodriguez. You can't take him there. I get that. Sonny Styles is not Jacob Rodriguez, and I mean that with all due respect. Sonny Styles is a game changer. He's lined up on all three levels. He can continue to line up in multiple spots. He can line up on the edge here. He can line up as a green dot Mike linebacker. He can line up wherever you need him. If you have a pick and you're in the top 10, do not put Sonny Styles in the same camp as every other off-the-ball linebacker. He's different. He's different with his football IQ. He's different with his skill set. And he has gotten 45 starts, 21 years old. There's still more development that can be had with Sonny Styles. We'll be back. Hour number 2.
Off the bench.